What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great Monday. It has been incredible for me. Oh my God, I'm so humbled. 50,000 subscribers. 50,000. Thank you, all 50,009 of you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the haters out there that literally said my channel is going down for real. It's going down for real. That that people were flocking away from me and stuff. Because see, you haters, I gotta thank you because you motivate me to work that much harder. So that way you have to hate that much harder. But I'm not gonna be salty. Um, we as Dallas Cowboys have been hit by injuries all over the place this season. We lost our quarterback for 5 games. We lost our all-pro tackle for 13 games. Just got him back. We've lost Van Der Esch. We've lost 2 cornerbacks and Anthony Brown and Jordan Lewis. And we've had other nicks and things all over the place. You know, we actually had Zeke hyperextend his knee. We are our number 2 wide receiver. We didn't get back till like 5 weeks in, 4 weeks or 5 weeks in, and he's still not anywhere near where he could be. But yet we've weathered the storm and have done some damage. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Injuries are part of football. The thing that's funny to me right now is how everybody is like, oh, that game didn't mean anything because the Cowboys faced the backup quarterback. And that everybody is kind of poo-pooing everything that Gardner Minshew did. But here's the thing that's kind of interesting, and you can hate me for saying this, but understand that of the 15 games that the Eagles have played, this was the 5th highest scoring game that you guys have had. I mean, you scored more points in this game than you did against, say, the Colts or against the Jaguars. You know, you've only had 4 games that you scored more points with Gardner Minshew. So in some regards, I'm sorry, I don't think that holds water because you scored more points in this game against the Cowboys than you did the last time. So I don't want to hear the stuff that Gardner Minshew is the reason that you lost. It's not. We had the same situation. Now, you could look and say, well, you know, we scored 17 points with Cooper Rush, and then we score 40 with Dak. You could say there's a difference and a drop-off between those two. I can't remember. Did you score 27? 27 versus 34? There was no drop-off in points on the offensive side of the board. So that's where I say it doesn't hold water. Interesting take here. I want to go ahead and listen to. Let's go ahead and listen to the first takes first, because I was actually been working around the workshop and stuff. We've got a lot of orders from you guys. Shout out to you for getting orders and things, and then the enthusiasm that I had of hitting 50,000 was just unbelievable. And forgot that I wanted to see Speak because I wanted to see Shady McCoy today, and it turns out it's not on today. They got first things first. But this actually is interesting because this might be some bad news or a dose of reality for the Eagles. Listen.
And because they can do things both defensively and offensively that I don't know if Dallas can do. And when I say specifically offensively, like throw the ball and run the ball. Jalen Hurts just changes the when you just asked Nick about do you believe Dak can win the game? I believe Jalen Hurts can win the game for Philly.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I don't believe he can lose the game for Philly because of his style of play. It's like he is going to hurt you one way or the other. Either you're going to try to take away the run, he can beat you with the throwing. If you take away the throwing, he can beat you with his legs. That's not Dak Prescott.
See, if they play
here's a reality
season, shot. I'll pick Dallas.
Really?
Yeah, because Philly's not whole. Because Lane Johnson is now out. Lane Johnson, who has been the best player on this team since they won the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
He's been, it's odd for the right tackle to be your best player, but he has been the best right tackle in the league. They say he's out for the rest of the regular season, and they're hopeful for the postseason. That makes me very.
That's kind of like Hank is for us.
That's not just optimistic because he tore an abdominal muscle, is what's being reported. Avonte Maddox went out in this game, and the moment that happened, CeeDee Lamb started cooking up in the slot the rest of the game. Now they hope to get Chauncey Gardner-Johnson back, but he was a nickel corner who
lacerated kidney.
Convert him back.
And they say there's no guarantee he's coming back just because he's eligible.
He's been able to got is over the top, and now you're without one of your key members of the secondary. That concerns me. And this Jalen Hurts, his injury is to his throwing shoulder. He's now missed this week. We don't know if he's going to play next week. If he doesn't play next week and they win, which they very well could, then week 18 is totally meaningless. Does he miss that? Then they have a bye. Is Jalen going to have to rush back to play next week and not be 100%, or not play at all and be out 5 weeks? I feel like Philly, and listen, Eagles fans hate me. I don't want them to, but they're probably going to hate me more. I think they're more likely to lose their first playoff game than to make the Super Bowl. And I think the Lane Johnson injury is a killer for them. Just a killer.
Time now to check in on the show's favorite player for a contractually.
Yeah. Lane Johnson, let's be clear here. Okay, again, Philadelphia has some great players on their offensive line. They have the #1 offensive line with Lane Johnson. Lane Johnson has been a stalwart at right tackle. He's the best there is. And losing him is huge. Now, they're going to have to reshuffle the line. And see, that's what we had for us last year. That was the beginning of the end of our season. The first half of our season, we played great. We were, one of the, of course, the #1 scoring offense in football, and we were running the ball like crazy. We were able to do things. But once Tyron Smith got hurt, and we ended up having to shuffle the line, we ended up taking Terrence Steele and putting him over on the left-hand side, okay, because Ty Nsekhe was ass. Like Shady McCoy said, he was ass. He was straight up ass. But once we ended up doing that, then we brought in Lyle Collins and stuff, it just messed up with the chemistry. We never really got back into it. Even though we were bringing Tyron Smith back, who was kind of on one leg, that offensive line was not the same. And we could not run the ball the same way. And that was basically because we lost one guy on the offensive line. Because it ended up being that with Tyron Smith over there, you didn't have to worry about Connor Williams quite as much. But once you ended up losing him, Terrence Steele was not the same guy. All of a sudden exposed Connor Williams even more, and then you had problems on then the right side. So, these things matter. And as you start to look at some of these injuries that are piling up, and now we're talking about you're not playing, Mary Sisters of the Poor. Now, you're now getting ready for crunch time. And if Jalen Hurts is sitting for so long, man, that's a problem. We'll see. I know Eagle fans say it's nothing to worry about. We're the better team. Well, okay. But it's football. It's football. In the last 3 years, the #1 seed in the NFC has lost their first game. Just saying that. All right, I guess we'll have to wait to see Shady McCoy's talking about Dak Prescott. They were just lucky because they're playing Gardner Minshew or some shit like that, I'm sure. All right, peace.